Ooh, yeah. All right. Now that's what I'm talking about. Woo. Now I can go through the streets of Manila without getting apprehended, and I can bring my wife with me. Oh, what's up, fuckers? It's me, the Clueless Biker. And as we all know, this would be the new normal for the Philippines. Yes, sir. Single bikes with sidecars is the hottest thing today. But we're not gonna be discussing any of those things here. Double plate law or sidecar being attached to single bikes so that you can bring your wife with you. We're not gonna be hopping on that particular issue. But I can guarantee one thing for this particular episode is that we're gonna be learning something pretty useful that you can actually apply in your daily life. So enough talk and watch this, fuckers! Welcome back, fuckers! As we all know, the riding community is experiencing a lot of dilemmas during these hard times. First of all, we got that double plate law. Second one, we got this sidecar thing here that you need to attach in order for you to be able to ride and bring your wife or family member through the streets of Metro Manila. The third one is the steadily increasing price of gasoline. That's gonna be affecting a lot of us. For the first two, I'm not gonna be jumping on the bandwagon discussing the double plate law or the sidecar thing issue. A lot of expert opinion has already been given online on other social media platforms, so we're not gonna be wasting time on that one. So for the third issue, I'm gonna be giving you some 10 tips on how to ride fuel efficient. Okay, this can be pretty much useful for any motorized vehicle. So let's start. Number 10. Alright, number 10 would be computing for your baseline data. You will never be able to tell if you're doing good or doing bad on your fuel efficiency if you don't have a baseline data. The baseline data would be your initial average for fuel consumption. Fuel consumption is measured by kilometers per liter or liter per 100 kilometers, but for the basic stuff, we're just gonna be doing the kilometer per liter. I've noticed a lot of people when it comes to like computation or when they're talking about fuel efficiency, they would have this kind of scenario.
Napakasimple lang naman yan eh. Nagpa-full tank ako. Pumunta ako sa Batangas. Bumalik ako. May natira pa akong kalahating litro sa tangke na ginamit ko ng 4 na araw. Simple. Baseline computation. Baseline data. Yun lang yun. Napakadali. Ano? Di ba?
That guy is such a character. But anyway, that's not how you compute your fuel efficiency whenever you're riding. There's actually like a simple formula that we need to follow because again, it's gonna involve math. I'm not good at math, but if you want to know how fuel efficient you are, you need to get your baseline data. That's where you're gonna be basing everything. Okay, watch this. Alright, well, so here's our magic whiteboard. What we need to compute is kilometers per liter, distance traveled, and liter is the fuel consumed through that particular distance that you traveled. So how do we compute for the kilometers? If you have like a modern bike with digital speedometer, usually you can just reset it and it will give you an exact kilometer on how much you traveled. But if you have an analog or a dial type odometer, you're gonna have to compute. So basically what you do when you pull up to a gas station, you're gonna have it filled to the brim, or you're gonna get a full tank of gas. You have to be consistent. It has to be, if you're fueling up on a center stand, always do it with your center stand on, or if you're going to use the side stand, make sure it's going to be, when you do your next fill up, it's going to be on side stand. So there's going to be less error on the outcome of your computation. So when you first pull up to a gas station, initial kilometer reading, usually bring a piece of paper or put it on your phone or got a pen and paper. You simply write down the kilometer reading. Let's say, for example, your initial reading is 325.7 kilometers, and then you fill up with gas, fill it to the brim, use the bike like you normally do. And then when it's time for you to gas up again, okay, make sure it has to be consistent. And then let's say, for example, after you've used the bike, the reading would be 400.7 kilometers. So that would be your present kilometer readings. Present minus the initial kilometer reading. So we got 75 kilometers. Now for the fuel consumption, you can just look at the fuel pump that you can see there, the readout, how much fuel they put in the fuel tank, or it's always on the receipt. So you can get the, let's say for example, you consumed 3 liters of fuel during your 75 kilometer trip. It's just going to be dividing 75, so kilometers, 75 divided by 3, which is going to give us 25 kilometers per liter. So that's basically how you do it. So it's just distance traveled over the gasoline that you used up over that particular distance. Okay, if you don't have those speedometers or odometers, they do have like GPS apps that you can use to measure your distance traveled. That would be a great way. That's a little bit more accurate than the odometer. It's very important to know this particular value, since that is where you're going to be basing everything that you do on the other tips that we're going to be providing you. See if you're going to be improving on this particular number or not, right? So that's how you compute for your baseline data for fuel efficiency. It's just kilometers divided by liters. All right. Number 9. Next is one of the most debatable topics in the motorcycle community, and this is the gear ratio or the correct sprocket combination. We say controversial because there's a lot of debate back and forth which is the best sprocket combination, but the thing is, sprocket combinations differ from different bikes, and we'll simplify it through this discussion. Watch this. Alright, so we're going to be discussing about the correct sprocket combination, and this talks about gear ratio as well. The reason why this is very important for fuel efficiency is because the correct sprocket combination will allow your engine to run lower RPMs at a stable speed or at a good running speed for fuel efficiency. So for every bike, there's going to be 2 sprockets, one in the front on the engine and the other for the rear. Now, there's a certain number of teeth on each sprocket. So if you alter or change the number of teeth, it always has a different outcome on your gear ratio or sprocket combination. Now, let's say for example, for a Yamaha Sniper King, the front is, I believe it's a 14 tooth sprocket, and the rear is 42. Now, for you to get the ratio on this, you can just divide 42 with the 14. So you can see here, rear sprocket teeth divided by the front sprocket teeth. Now you'll get 3. So 3:1 is your gearing ratio on that one. Now, what does this number mean? So what that means is that for this to rotate 1 time, this has to rotate 3 times. Now, our goal is to make this rotate lesser while making this rotate more for you to gain optimum speed. Now, we'll just simplify this because there's a lot of combinations. You can change it here, you can change it here, but the best way for you to get the optimum sprocket combination for fuel efficiency is to know what the stock sprocket numbers are. Right now, for the King, it's 1442. Now, The original sprocket combination, these are designed or computed by the factory to make it balanced for acceleration and top speed, or if you have a back ride with you. So it optimizes the engine as it is. However, if you want to go fuel efficient on this one and you have a lot of flat surface or flat highways, no undulating or no mountain climbs or anything, a rule of thumb is that you can deduct 1 or 2 teeth on the sprocket here. Why at the back? You can do it at the front, because on the front, if you change 1 gear here, it has a big impact on the overall ratio or on the overall performance. Now, if you do 2 teeth here at the back, that's okay, but don't overdo it. If you change 4 or 5, your acceleration will suffer, so the engine might not be able to perform as efficient as it should if you start messing with too many teeth on this one. So a rule of thumb, it's ideal to start with the stock sprocket combination, and then you can decrease 2 teeth from the rear sprocket. We can actually go on and discuss about the intricacies of gear ratios, but I think that's gonna be for a different topic. Now, as you can see this chart here, this is for a Yamaha Sniper King. So the bigger your sprocket goes at the back, the bigger it gets, the faster your acceleration, but your top speed will suffer. For this one, it's the opposite. If you enlarge the sprocket in the front, you gain top speed. However, your acceleration will suffer. So you need to balance it out, and that's gonna be for another topic. Okay, if you got any questions, just feel free to comment down below. All right. Number 8. Okay, next tip that we're gonna be discussing is the condition of your bike. We all know that if you try every trick in the book, and if your bike is not in tip-top condition, you're still not gonna be fuel efficient. So simple things like a simple tune-up or having to clean out or replace your air filter is a great thing, because we all know that if you have like a very clogged up air filter, the engine's gonna run rich and it's gonna consume more fuel. Not very fuel efficient. Also, if you have like old oil or used oil in the engine, it's gonna add resistance to the moving parts inside your engine, so it's not gonna be an ideal setup. One more thing, brakes. Brakes should always be checked. Make sure that they are not sticking, because over time they do tend to stick on the calipers or on the drum, causing you resistance whenever you're on the road. So better have that checked. Make sure that they are the wheels are freewheeling whenever you try to rotate them while they're on stand. Small things like that can add up over a long time, so you better have these things checked so that you'll be able to be more fuel efficient. Number 7. All right, next would be tire pressure. Tire pressure is one of the most neglected aspects of fuel saving. People take it for granted. I bet you $50 that your car or your motorcycle is not on the correct tire pressure specs. People would say, how is it gonna save me gas if I put in the right tire pressure? It's just tires. Well, have you ever pushed a car or a bike that has a flat tire or underinflated tire? Pretty heavy, right? So same thing. So if you have proper air pressure on your tires, not only that it's gonna be saving you fuel in the long run, and also it's gonna be much safer for you. So it doesn't take 10 or 15 seconds to check. Have it inflated to the correct specs and you'll be saving gas in no time. Number 6. Whoa, 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 easy there, easy. Let me stop you there, cowboy. Hold on to your panties. So, right now, we got 4 out of the 10 fuel efficiency tips. I bet you guys noticed that those first 4 tips that we have there involves a lot of math and the setup for your bike. Whew, that math. Whew, I hate math. But anyway, the other 6 tips that we're gonna be showing you would be the technique that you need to apply for you to get the best fuel efficiency for your vehicle or motorcycle, but that's gonna have to wait another episode. Now, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button to make sure you get the best possible quality episode from the Clueless Biker. And I would like to make a shout out for our friend at Pre TV. Subscribe, link in the description below. And I would like to thank all of our subscribers since we reached 300. All right, yeah. 300 subscribers. on the Clueless Biker. We will not disappoint you. And as always, we're gonna be providing you some wise words from our very special Dick. With the double plate law, if someone's gonna shoot and kill you, you can see their plate numbers, theoretically. Alright, until then, fuckers, see ya! So like and subscribe for more cat production.